What if one man could transcend sport, becoming more than just an athlete, but a global phenomenon? Pelé did exactly that. This isn't just a story about goals and trophies. It's about how a kid from Brazil became a king, an icon, and an innovator who forever changed the beautiful game and the world. Our story begins far from the roar of colossal stadiums, in a small town called Três Corações, or Three Hearts, in Brazil. Born Edson Arantes do Nascimento, the boy who would become Pelé wasn't born into riches or privilege. His father, Dom Dinho, was a modest footballer whose career was cut short by injury. Money was tight. Young Edson learned the game not on manicured pitches, but on dusty, uneven streets, kicking a sock stuffed with newspaper or grapefruit. This was his first academy, and it forged a player with unparalleled balance, improvisation, and a raw, joyful passion. This humble start is the first layer of the paradox. The world's most glamorous sportsman came from the most unglamorous of beginnings. The family eventually moved to Boru, and it was there, playing for small amateur teams, that his talent became impossible to ignore. His childhood nickname, Pelé, emerged, destined for immortality. By the age of 15, everything changed. Valdemar de Brito, a former Brazilian national player, saw him play and brought him to Santos FC. De Brito famously told the Santos directors that this boy would become the greatest football player in the world. They signed him on the spot. At just 15, Pelé scored on his professional debut. What was it about the teenage Pelé that made him so unique? It wasn't just what he did with the ball, it was how he did it, and the sheer physical and mental maturity he displayed at such a young age. Physically, he was a specimen. By 16, he possessed the speed of a sprinter, the vertical leap of a basketball player, and the strength to hold off seasoned defenders. He was ambidextrous, capable of striking the ball with incredible power and accuracy with either foot, and was an aerial threat despite his relatively modest height. But his true genius lay in his brain. Pelé saw the game in 4 dimensions. He could read the defense, predict the trajectory of a pass, and calculate the exact moment to accelerate or pass faster than anyone around him. This raw, untamed talent, honed on the dirt fields of Brazil, translated into a complete footballer. He was the prototype for the modern attacking player, built decades too early. This combination of athletic prowess and tactical intelligence set the stage for the moment that would define his life and global football forever. The year is 1958. Location, Sweden. The World Cup. Brazil had a reputation for having the most technically gifted players, but lacking the mental fortitude to win the biggest prize. Enter a shy, 17-year-old kid named Pelé. When he finally stepped onto the pitch, the world watched a supernova ignite. He set up a goal and played with a fearlessness that belied his age. Then came the quarter-final against Wales. He controlled a cross with his chest, flicked it over a defender's head, spun, and struck a low shot into the corner. That goal, his first in a World Cup, made him the youngest goal-scorer in tournament history. In the semi-final against France, he scored a sensational hat-trick. But the final against the host nation, Sweden, is the performance etched into legend. Brazil was leading 2-1 when Pelé chested the ball down, chipped it over the head of the onrushing defender, let it drop, and volleyed it past the goalkeeper with casual magnificence. The image of the final whistle, the boy king of 17 weeping uncontrollably, being lifted onto his teammates' shoulders, was broadcast globally. In an instant, Pelé became not just a football star, but the world's greatest human interest story. The paradox solidified. He was both a boy and a king, a genius and a humble soul. Long before the age of instant communication, Pelé achieved a level of global recognition that is almost impossible to grasp today. He wasn't just a sports star, he was one of the first truly global celebrities. This was largely due to Santos FC becoming a global touring exhibition team. From the late 1950s through the 1960s, Santos and Pelé played exhibition matches in nearly 100 countries across 6 continents. Wherever they went, crowds were massive. This relentless global exposure was strategic and crucial. Pelé was a walking brand, a symbol that transcended political and cultural divides. He became one of the first true global sports ambassadors, pioneering the idea of the athlete as a moral and cultural figure. The impact of Pelé in the mid-20th century, particularly as a symbol, cannot be overstated. In an era marked by racial tension, civil rights struggles, and the post-colonial restructuring of the world, Pelé offered a powerful, undeniable image of Black excellence. For people of color across the globe, especially in developing nations, Pelé was a beacon of hope, proof that a person from a marginalized background could ascend to the absolute pinnacle of human achievement. His success helped chip away at deeply entrenched racist attitudes within Brazil and internationally. He was the king of the Joga Bonito, the beautiful game, a style of play rooted in flair, improvisation, and joy. His paradox lay in being simultaneously a simple, joyful player and a profound, world-altering cultural force. To focus solely on the myth is to miss the technical reality. Pelé was a revolutionary tactician. Before him, positions were more rigid. Pelé obliterated these fixed rules. He was the archetypal false nine decades before the term was popularized. While officially playing as an inside left or center forward, his freedom of movement was unprecedented. He dropped deep into midfield to pick up the ball, initiated one-two passes, drifted wide to create space, and then, suddenly, burst into the box to finish. This constant, intelligent movement off the ball forced defenders to abandon their zonal marking and chase him, creating massive gaps for his teammates. This fluid, positional interchange became the foundation for the total football concept that would later emerge from the Netherlands. His teams, particularly the 1970 Brazil World Cup side, perfected the concept of the collective unit. He didn't just play football well, he advanced the theory of the game itself. The most difficult element of Pelé's game to convey to a modern audience is his genius without the ball. He didn't just run, he moved with intent, purpose, and perfect timing. His movement was based on two core principles: creating space for himself to receive the ball in a dangerous area, and creating space for his teammates. He would make a decoy run to pull a defender out of position, allowing a teammate to exploit the resulting gap. This selfless, highly effective combination play was revolutionary. He was the master of the wall pass, the 1-2, understanding that the fastest way to break down a defense was to use your teammate as a moving passing angle. This fluid, dynamic understanding of space and movement, a key feature of the best modern teams, was Pelé's bread and butter half a century earlier. The term Joga Bonito, meaning the beautiful game, is synonymous with Pelé and Brazilian football. But it is more than just flair, it is a philosophy. For Pelé, the game wasn't just about winning, it was about expressing joy, creativity, and beauty in the process. Pelé was the ultimate expression of Joga Bonito. His skills weren't just for show, they were functional. The dizzying stepovers, the feints, the no-look passes, every piece of flair served a practical purpose: to create an advantage and lead to a goal. This philosophy has had a lasting impact, influencing how football is taught and viewed globally. The iconic bicycle kick, a move he popularized and mastered, is the perfect metaphor for Joga Bonito, an acrobatic, beautiful, yet highly effective maneuver. The statistics surrounding Pelé are staggering and, at times, difficult to fully reconcile with modern record-keeping. Guinness World Records lists his career goal tally as 1,279 goals in 1,363 games. The official FIFA-recognized total for competitive matches is around 757, but even this number requires context due to the volume of high-level exhibition matches Santos played. Critically, he is the only player in history to win 3 FIFA World Cups: 1958, 1962, 1970. This statistic remains the unbreakable gold standard. In terms of sheer numbers and total career output, Pelé stands alone. He played on pitches that were often poor, was targeted by brutal tackles with few referees protecting players, and faced a non-stop, exhausting schedule of high-stakes global travel. His dominance was total, statistical, and mythical. He didn't just break records, he set a benchmark that, in some categories, remains untouched. Why does Pelé still resonate so deeply with fans decades after his retirement? The connection is emotional. Part of it is the sheer volume of stories and mythical moments, the goals that were too audacious to believe, passed down through generations. For the older generation, Pelé is the link to the game's golden age, a time of pure, unadulterated joy. For the younger generation, he is the historical figure, the ultimate answer to the perennial greatest of all time debate. His persona, the infectious smile, the humble demeanor, the constant promotion of football and peace, made him universally loved. This consistent, positive image created an emotional bond that goes deeper than club affiliation or rivalry. He is the common ancestor of all great players, the king everyone can claim. His image and life story have inspired generations of athletes, artists, and innovators far beyond the football pitch. For aspiring footballers, he is the proof that hard work and natural talent can conquer the world. Every player who dreams of the World Cup or mastering a technical skill is channeling a piece of his spirit. In the United States, a country historically skeptical of football, his arrival to play for the New York Cosmos in the mid-1970s was a critical moment. It generated an unprecedented level of media attention and brought a legitimacy to the sport that was essential for the future growth of soccer in North America. This final career act proved he was more than just a player, he was a catalyst. He wasn't just a footballer, he was an icon of possibility. From Harlem to Lagos, from Tokyo to Paris, people knew Pelé. He became a universal language of greatness. Even today, young footballers look up to him. Kylian Mbappé once said, "Pelé made football an art." Neymar called him the eternal king. His spirit runs through every young player who dares to dream big, every kid who kicks a ball barefoot, believing it can change their life. But here's where the paradox comes in. Pelé became so great, so mythical, that he almost stopped being human in people's eyes. When someone achieves that level of fame, people forget the man behind the myth. The world saw Pelé, the legend, the god of football. Few saw Edson, the humble boy from Três Corações who loved his family, who laughed easily, who sometimes got nervous before big games. Pelé's paradox is that he was both divine and ordinary. He was a superhero who reminded us of humanity's potential. He was traditional, respectful, humble, but also revolutionary, breaking barriers every time he stepped onto a field. He represented Brazil's soul, both its poverty and its pride, its struggle and its samba. He was both a bridge to football's past and the foundation of its future. Every time we watch the World Cup, every time we celebrate skill over structure, joy over control, we're living in Pelé's world. When Pelé passed away, the world didn't just lose a player, it lost a heartbeat of football. But his legacy didn't fade. In stadiums, murals, documentaries, and in every young player's dream, Pelé lives on. His paradox, the way he was both human and superhuman, keeps him timeless. Pelé taught us that greatness isn't just about talent, it's about joy, humility, and purpose. He showed that football can unite nations, heal wounds, and create hope. He was living proof that no dream is too big, no beginning too small. So when we talk about Pelé, we're not just talking about a footballer. We're talking about the man who turned sport into language, competition into art, and struggle into celebration. That's the Pelé paradox. He wasn't just part of football history, he became football history. The moral? Greatness isn't about numbers, it's about impact. Pelé's story reminds us that it doesn't matter where you start, as long as you believe in your gift and play with joy. Whatever your field, whatever your dream, bring that same heart Pelé brought to the pitch. If this story inspired you, hit the like button, comment your favorite Pelé memory below, share this story with a friend who loves football. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible true stories that celebrate the legends who changed our world, because in the end, kings may die but legends like Pelé, they live forever.